Susan Henry, who is the head of people and culture at Starlight. She's been with Starlight since 2001. She was a finalist. Did you, am I right? So this is as a result of Googling you last night. Finalist in 2013 for HR Director of the Year, which was part of the Australian HR Awards run by Human Capital magazine. I know that she's an enthusiastic advocate for Starlight. We actually had Susan come and present to our staff about the story at Starlight. It was a year or so ago, thereabouts. She's often delivering presentations to professional forums about Starlight's mission and the journey that they've taken. Only last month you presented at the National HR Summit. So she's starting the speaking circuits alongside Marie. This morning, Susan will give us insight into the challenges faced by Starlight that came to light, in particular around the time of the global financial challenge. She'll explain the key steps they took to transform their culture to ensure their long-term sustainability. So, thank you, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Peter. Starlight's been working with the Voice Project since 2006, and we survey a major survey every second year and a smaller survey on the other year. We haven't always wanted to hear what people have been saying, but it's really important that we do, and we share the goal of giving people our voice, because that is what has really helped us achieve what we've achieved at Starlight. So just a little bit about Starlight and what we do. At Starlight, our programs transform the experience of serious illness and hospitalisation for children and young people. Our programs are innovative, and they really are working with children to improve their wellbeing and resilience. So our illness takes away their childhood, we try and give that back. Our programs are based on the World Health Organization's social model of health, which is about holistic health, and we are part of the total care. So we're working in tandem with the hospital professionals, and while they're treating the illness, we're treating the child. So I think the Starlight founders were ahead of their time, really understanding the importance of fun, laughter and play and its impact on wellbeing. So our work is very positive and it's very engaging, and it's really important that our internal organisation models that as well. And that's really the journey that we've been on for the last 4.5 years. I can't share it all with you in 10 minutes, but I'll certainly give you the top line. Last year for us was a year of celebration, a year of innovation and a year of growth. And we had some really wonderful results. We celebrated 25 years of Starlight, and from one wish 25 years ago to last year, over 136,000 children were supported by Starlight's programs. We're in every major paediatric hospital in Australia, and we're there 7 days a week. Last year we also had a 28% increase in revenue. We had our highest retention rate ever, so we had 8% turnover last year, and our engagement score was at an all-time high of 89%. We were also really fortunate to work with PwC last year to do some research on the impact of our programs, and they did a study which is a social return on investment, and that was really looking about the impact of our programs. And that research showed that for every $1 that was spent on our programs, we were returning $4.10 in value to the community. So it's really important for us to not only deliver the programs, but to make sure they're meeting need and to make sure they're doing that in an impactful way. So we had some results that we were really proud of as an organisation. We're very proud of the work that we do, and now our team is very proud to work at Starlight. But that wasn't always the way it was. So back in 2009, as Peter said, we were quite knocked around by the GFC, and there were other cracks that were appearing in the organisation at the time. And we needed to change, and we needed to change quickly. We had donors who were disengaged, who had stopped giving to us because we weren't thanking them, we weren't engaging them, we weren't showing them and connecting them with the impact they were making. Our team morale was low. We had 44% staff turnover. Morale was poor. and people were disengaged. So that was the starting point. Puts in perspective the results we achieved last year, but it has been an interesting journey. And I can't share it all in 10 minutes, but I'll give you the top line, the things that we focused on. The really important thing for us at the start was to have clarity, strong vision, clarity, and be able to take people on that journey. And to invite them along on that journey was really important. Some of the things we focused on. So we made people goals a key component of our organisational strategy. Our 2010 to 2012 strategy was called the Starlight Experience, so not unlike the customer experience, but what we wanted was a positive Starlight experience for our key stakeholders. So that was families with sick children, and it was the health sector more broadly. It was our donors, and it was our team. And our team includes our 1,500 volunteers. We wanted our team to have a positive Starlight experience. We wanted them to have clarity, to have direction, to be recognised, to be challenged, and to be accountable. So our goal was that we would have positive Starlight experiences for all and 100% advocacy. So we measured advocacy. Before we rolled out the survey, we worked with the Voice team and put together an advocacy scale. We didn't tell anyone what we were measuring or why, but we wanted a starting point to measure how we were performing as we worked through the 3 years of that strategy. So we had a stake in the ground at the very start to say what is the level of advocacy within the team at this point in time. So people goals, and being able to say to people, your Starlight employment experience is part of our strategy, really spoke volumes to them in terms of how valued they were and in terms of how important their role was in achieving the bigger picture. The executive team was 100% committed to that. So it was the first time I think we'd ever had a goal around people front and centre of the business strategy. We had key alignment, and alignment to this strategy is absolutely critical to success. We not only had alignment with the leadership team, but we had alignment with the next level of leaders, which is our people managers. And they were a key part of our strategy, and I'll talk a little bit about what we did there in a moment. And we aligned the team to the strategy. We had workshops where we told them this is what the strategy is. What are we doing well? What do we need to improve on? We gave people a voice. We got their feedback. As I said, we didn't always want to hear it, but we did. And what really resonated with people was we listen, we get their input, and then 6 months later we could go back and say, this is what you told us, and this is what we've done. So we started to build the trust that we were on a journey, we were committed to doing it, and that we were doing it together. We created the structure and built the capacity to achieve the goals. And in terms of the organisational structure, what we did was we streamlined the structure. We based it on a team-based approach, using the lessons from Human Instincts. And I know that Voice worked with Andrew O'Keefe. Andrew worked with us and really helped us to get an organisation that was aligned and that was simply structured so that everyone was part of a team, had a manager who cared about them, and it really was quite a powerful thing that we did. So we went from probably something like 40-something managers in an organisation of 260 people to a really strong team of 22. And they are the key conduit between the executive team and the rest of the team. We invested significantly in building their skills as people managers, and so we've given them quite a significant program over the last 3 years in terms of their role and responsibilities, and equip them to do that. And I think as we know that, whilst it's important we have clear strategy and direction, the most important person to us on a day-to-day basis at work is our manager, and that's why we invested in that. We strategically invested also in the development of our Captain Starlights, who are the people delivering the programs in the hospital, and our fundraisers. So whilst we didn't have a lot of money to spend on learning and development, we channelled it to where we would get the best return. We talked about clarity earlier. Peter mentioned the importance of clarity. Clear responsibilities and accountabilities for all was really important and something we focused on, and we held people accountable for. And people like that. People like to know that they're making progress in their work, and they like to be able to see their achievements. Open, transparent, two-way communication was really critical. We set up a number of ways that we communicated. We held workshops each year, which gave people a voice, where we took out strategic problems and we said, here's where we're up to, what do we need to do? People had their input. We set up a CEO Connect where anyone could ask the CEO a question and she would respond within 24 hours and the response would be public. After every executive team meeting, we send notes of that meeting to our people managers and they then share that with their team. So we've got a really nice open network and a really good way that people can actually ask questions up the line as well. I think the next thing that we did was involved everybody so that everyone knew what the big picture was, what their role in it was, and how they contributed. And that really increased the level of engagement and ownership and accountability. And that continues today. Embedding innovation and creativity into our culture and our employee value proposition was also something that we really focused on. And in the survey that Peter was talking about, I think we had was it a 28% increase in change and innovation. So we've really done a number of things that over the last 3 to 4 years have said to people, this organisation manages change well, and all the initiatives that have been put in place are testament to that. We don't have a lot of money for recognition and reward, but we do have a culture of celebrating success. And monthly team meetings are the place where we do that. And we recognise individuals who go above and beyond. We recognise innovation, and we recognise people who contribute cross-functionally across the organisation. And finally, I think the thing that we did was we monitored, we measured everything we could, every metric we could find. We had targets around tenure, we had targets around turnover, we had targets around L&D for everybody, and we tracked, measured and reported those back to the team on a monthly and quarterly basis. So everybody could see that, yes, if we said we're going to invest in your development, that we could then go back and demonstrate that we were doing it. So monitoring, measuring, reporting and sharing is really critical, and people were amazed that we were actually prepared to share that information. And we have people coming into the organisation now from other organisations who say they've never seen an organisation that is so transparent. So that's kind of the quick summary of where we've been. You never arrive. Our engagement score's at 89% at the moment. Our goal is to have 100% engagement. We want to be the most positive workplace in the world. That's what we're aspiring to. We're currently working with Dr. Susie Green from the Positivity Institute, who we happened to meet at this breakfast at this time last year, and we're rolling out a wellbeing program for our team, which is really designed to ensure that everyone can be the best that they can be and to live flourishing lives and to contribute both at work, at home and in their communities. So that's the next step in our journey. We also have a major program this year which is called Good to Great, so 2 areas of focus, the positive psychology. Good to Great is in recognition of our technology. It's the one area, it would be the one area on the survey where we got the lowest score, and that's about people having the tools and the resources to do the work. We are now able to invest, and we're investing in a new CRM system. We're updating our website. We have a new network upgrade, and we're putting in place a knowledge management system. So that will complete that piece around people having the tools they need to do their work well, to do it efficiently, and then to give them room to innovate. So just finally, this is a quick snapshot of our survey results for, this would be over a 6-year period, so 3 survey cycles of our main people survey. The areas that I've just pulled out to show my role, and that's all about clarity, it's all about understanding where my role fits in, how I contribute to the bigger picture. It means I'm valued and I matter. The way I'm managed, and that's the focus that I said we put on our people managers, that's having someone who cares about me at work, who gives me challenge, who gives me coaching and gives me feedback and looks out for me. Change and innovation, you can see we've had a significant increase, and you'll probably think it's funny, but we still have people in Starlight who say Starlight's not very good at change. We go, oh, really? Okay, we'll work on that. Values and culture has been really important. Advocacy, I mentioned. We measured advocacy at the start of this journey, and we started with 83% advocacy from the team, and we got that up to 95%. Advocacy is still a key goal for us, but in terms of our people strategy, it's engagement. As I said, we're at 89%, and we're aiming for 100%. So thank you, and... So the items that we looked at for advocacy were things like, I'm proud to tell people at Starlight, I'm happy to ask family and friends to support Starlight. You know, if I refer someone to Starlight, I know they'll have a positive experience. I know who to direct people to. We had about 7 questions that were along that line. It was really about whether you would recommend your organisation, you believed in its mission, and you were happy to go out and share that with others. Yes, we did. And at, as I said, at 44% turnover in 2010 to 8% last year, and this year we're tracking at just over 1%. We did have significant turnover when we started on the strategy 2010 to 2012, where we said to people this is all about positive Starlight experiences and 100% advocacy. This is the journey we'll be on. We asked our team at the time to say, if we get there in 2012, what will people be saying about us? What will families be saying? What will donors be saying? What will our team be saying? What will volunteers be saying? And each year we took that back, and then we started to marry that up with our survey, and people did start to say genuinely the things that that they had said when it was aspirational. But yes, there was turnover. We invited people on the journey, and initially when we did the strategy, we asked the teams to sign up. So we had a big canvas, we had 100% advocacy in the Starlight experience, and people painted their names on it, symbolic. But we said to people, if you don't want to come on this journey, you have a choice. And some people chose not to, and we managed that very carefully and very well, but it was an invitation.